good timers. I'm all set to go camping. I've got all my stuff. Andy stayed home. He's not really much of a camping kind of guy. I'm right before the exit for Millinocket, and as soon as I start driving, I'm gonna turn the camera around so that you guys can see where the exit for the southern part of Baxter State Park is located. You would get off at the Medway Millinocket exit, and there's plenty of signs, and from that exit you would drive through Medway, East Millinocket to Millinocket, and then to Baxter State Park. Once you get off the exit, it's about probably maybe 40 minutes or so to get to the southern part of the park. I'm actually traveling to the northern part of the park to meet up with a group of friends that I go with every year. We usually, change different sites every year. We do a large group sites. They have those available. You can pre-plan and contact Baxter State Park. I believe it's in April. April is when you can put in for camping reservations is the earliest point. But I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what's going on, and I'll turn it back on in a minute. GoPro turn off. No, maybe not that. Andy's not here to do all the work for me. Entrance to the park. I'll be going to exit 264, which is the north entrance. This is probably, I think, the 6th construction site since I've left home. This time of year is very busy for construction in Maine. GoPro turn off. GoPro stop recording. GoPro stop recording. Oh, God damn it. GoPro stop. Hey guys, so I pulled over onto what's a scenic lookout beyond Millinocket, a couple miles beyond that exit for the south part of the gate, and there's a informative signage here, but what we really want to see is the scenic view from here, which I'm a little surprised that it is not totally socked in by clouds. I don't know if you can see it, but that's Katahdin right in front of us, as well as some other mountain ranges, which I should know, but meh, I never remember. Hey guys, I followed a fire truck for a little while, and now I see why. That can't be good. Okay guys, here we are. I'm just pulling in to Mattagamon Gate. That's Mattagamon Lake to the right. These are the type of roads you're going to see at Baxter State Park. The speed limits here are anywhere from 10 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour. 10 when passing very narrow roadways and 20 on the straightaways, I believe. Something along that lines. While I'm waiting here to register, I figured I'd tell you that Baxter State Park is free to residents of the state of Maine. Everybody else, it costs, the sign's right over there, $15 per day per vehicle. So and a $40 season rate. If you were to pay for a season, then you'd be all set if you were to come up here several times. Alright guys, so here's my setup here. This is Trout Brook Farms Campground in the northern part of Baxter State Park. There's my tent, car. This is group site number 2, which we actually have for tonight, but last night we only had 2 sites because somebody else was supposed to be over here, but they didn't show up. Here's some of the other setups. We're getting ready for a big rainstorm. So we tarped up one of the tent areas so that we can gather under there this evening when it does start pouring. I hope it doesn't, but it probably will because there's a tropical storm coming through. And over there off in the distance is the outhouse. There's one outhouse for quite a few areas in this one spot. So it's a busy spot. All right, I'm gonna do it. We're getting up close. We're getting up close to the facilities. This is why Andy doesn't like to go camping. They're very rustic facilities. Let's just say there are flies that are being had here, and that's why you're very cautious. You don't want the flies getting on your food because they've been in here. That's all I'm saying. And you're glad there's no smell-o-vision. Right beyond the camp are their walk-in sites that way. So they'll park further back. They provide you with wheelbarrows to bring your stuff to your camping site, and you continue on beyond this bridge. But this is about as far as I go, is the bridge, because I don't want to bother people that I don't know at their camping sites. And you can go swimming in here. We have done it before. It's not too bad. It's quite chilly. Goes that way, and then it goes out to Matagamon Lake that way. There are definitely, in the shallower parts, there are definitely little leeches. But as long as you stay in the deep section, I haven't gotten any on me yet. If I did, you'd hear it.
Mother and chicks are over in the corner there.
I think that's... I almost forgot to give everybody a room tour. So here it is. Here is my fine living quarters. Minus, disregard the messiness, of course. And I've got a little headlamp up here. And guess who else I brought camping with me? Hey! Guess who else I brought with me besides my biggest fan? Here we are. The top of Horse Mountain doesn't actually have a view, but if you go off to the side, East Spur overlook, you get a nice view.
Urine berries.
Urine berries?
Urine berries.
Yeah, they happen. Who knows who peed where?
What peed on them?
You never know.
No, there's nothing wrong.
It washed. Oh, it washed. I think the rain washed everything off. Pretty sure.
Okay, let's see. That island over there is
What are we
where
looking at?
Chrissy gets arrested.
She's a spicy one.
She is. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, we'll build a fire, and I'm going.
Well, I don't know about
Really?
building a fire.
How long do you think it's going to take before the
I bet you
fire
that.
rescue comes out on their boat?
I bet you that cranky ranger at the gate. He
Yes.
probably
He
stays
would-
next to there and probably has his
Oh, yeah,
binoculars
he would-
out every night.
Of course he would. Got a telescope looking for wayward man. I don't feel like incurring the wrath of Baxter.
All right, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is actually the sunrise. It only took 3 days of convincing to get up this early. Don't tell Andy. I've never seen the sunrise with him. I always tell him it's too early and just video it for me so I can watch it later. Still looking for moose. They are certainly not being very cooperative this morning. I don't know if they know, but I woke up early for this and I see nothing. Well, except for the beautiful sunrise behind me. But some moose, maybe a couple loons. I think that would be nice. I don't think it's too much to ask. Woke up for the sunrise, so you know what I need now. I need a good bang this morning. Bee. This here is South Branch Pond. That's one of the hikes that you can do, Traveler Mountains. That leaves right from this campground. This is South Branch Pond, right out of South Branch Campground. Here's some falls right out of South Branch.
She's offered a little. That was a good place to stand earlier. I drank my beer there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm recording.
Yeah.
Now you can get it. Yeah, where the fence isn't. Well, you might. Well, make sure not to hit Gary. Don't hit Gary.
Oh no. Well, let me get out.
Yeah, go over this way. Oh my god.
You are gonna catch it. Where do you get this much education when you're fishing, huh? Ready?
Ready!
Go!
Why have we been dragging these through the woods all
Why
week?
haven't we been doing this all the time?
Ooh, butterfly.
This is
Butterfly.
kind of like some of the sun.
The canopy?
Laura, you want a grilled cheese?
No thanks. I don't know what I want.
Yeah, I thought I'd try videoing myself paddling and see how it looks. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I look foolish doing that. Why do I look so weird? I had it facing the other way earlier. I never actually thought about facing myself. Hey guys, today's the last day. Thought I'd say hi on my way out. I've got everything packed and thought I'd stop and take a look at Matagamon Lake on the way out. This area here is where you'd enter into the north part of the park. It's a fairly large lake. Quite a bit of it's within Baxter boundaries, Baxter State Park boundaries, so they do have some wilderness sites that you can canoe to. It's about a 5-mile or so lake. They have canoes for rental at a lot of the sites that are close to water, so that you can just load them in and go for a canoe. And some areas do have kayaks here as well that you can rent. I have my own, so I don't know how much they are. It's just a couple bucks, I'd say, something like that. It's pretty inexpensive. Alright guys, I thought I'd stop here and give you a view. This is a nice view on the way up into the park. Spans some of the park here. I mean, we are outside of the park. Give you a little spiel about how many trails and things along that lines that are inside the park. So that's Katahdin that we're looking at straight ahead, right about there. There are several trails on Katahdin to reach the peak. There are over, it's going to be over about 250 trails within the park. There's trails to waterfalls, trails to marshes to look for moose, things along the lines of just nice wooded trails and trails to backcountry backpacking sites. The park itself is, I'll have Andy put the numbers in, but it's somewhere over 200 acres, I believe, something like that. It was originally established back in around, well, the person that established it purchased it back in the 1920s, something along that lines. Percival B. Baxter, who the park is named after, and he established a endowment that continues to allow people to enjoy Baxter State Park to today. He was the governor of the state of Maine around that time, 1920s. One of his first purchases was of Katahdin, the mountain that you're looking right in front of you. I don't know how much it was back then, but it had to have been a lot of money. All right. I didn't actually do that much hiking on this trip. Kind of more paddling, a little bit of walking. It was very hot. It's in the 80s this week, high mid-80s probably. Kind of humid and sticky. So we did a lot of swimming and kayaking and paddling. Some hanging out at camp, things along that lines. A little bit of day drinking, all that good stuff. Now I'm on my way home to pick up some barbecue and take a real shower. I'm glad you guys came with me.